What's going on YouTube? Welcome back. It's your boy Pokestocks here, guys. Today we're coming with an interesting video, and I want to make a quick disclaimer. This might be one of the most important videos I made on this channel because if this is true, what you guys see in the title, then this practically means that whatever we believe, like, you know, in terms of Scarlet and Violet, etc., it's interesting. I'm gonna explain all of this, so just sit tight and lay back on your chair because this might be a longer video today. But as always, guys, if you want to go ahead and be part of one of the fastest, I'm making that up, but probably not, growing communities, guys, right now, go ahead and join the Discord chat. We are going so fast, just hit over 115 members right now, and thank you all of you guys. Besides me talking about investing, right, this is just real me right here, guys. I do want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for 1,000 subscribers. You guys have changed my life, and I promise, and I said this in the Discord, I will always treat you guys like family and never like YouTubers. So I always respond to all the comments. I always respond to people in the Discord. Always try to keep us engaged, and you know, I promise to fulfill that, guys, and I will try my hardest to do so. As always, disclaimer: I'm not a financial advisor, so please take this for your own advice. Let's hop into this. So I've heard, guys, and there's been a lot of speculation right now, and I think this is really important, way more important than you guys might think right now, that if Black Bolt White Flare is the final set of the Scarlet and Violet era, that means that we are transitioning from Scarlet and Violet into a whole new era set. Now, keep in mind, I don't know if this is 100% true, right? I'm speculating this. There's been a lot of people saying it hasn't. I've been checking as much information as I can. On Pokemon Center, guys, we have this, like, I was checking, Pokemon Legends arriving October 16th. What this is, we're gonna have Megas, right? We know that the next set in the Pokemon TCG after Black Bolt White Flare is gonna be Mega Evolutions. And right now, you know, Nintendo is sort of releasing, you know, these little leaks right here as we talk. We also have a lot of speculation with what's going on in terms of, you know, PokeRev's last video. He actually just talked about it. He said this is Pokemon's last set. It said it's in the title. Not its last set, right? But it's final set for Scarlet and Violet, possibly. However, as an investor, and I've been in the market for a few years now, I don't know, because why I'm kind of skeptical right now, guys, is just due to the fact, if I just erase all of this, let's get rid of all of this. If you guys remember, right, Scarlet and Violet had a lot of sets. Oh my god, Sword and Shield had a lot of sets. We've had sets from, I'll probably just type it in. We had sets from Scarlet and Violet base, guys, all the way up to Evolving Skies, all the way up to Fusion Strike. And during that time frame, we had VMAXs, if you guys remember that, right? And then what we had happen is we went into V-Stars. And the last 4 sets of Sword and Shield were V-Stars. So I'm thinking, right, that the last 4 sets of Scarlet and Violet are going to be Megas, because that's what usually Pokemon follows. Another thing, if you guys remember, if you collected during the Sun and Moon era, you remember that the last 4 sets of Sun and Moon were tag teams. So pay attention. You really have to look into this stuff, guys. Pokemon has a formula in terms of how they print their cards every single time, right? It's a rinse and repeat thing. So I'm thinking, you know, is this really its last set? Like, will these Mega Evolutions not be part of Scarlet and Violet? Because it really wouldn't make sense. I don't know why they would do that. So I'm thinking that, right? But besides the point, if it is or it isn't, I think it's going to have an interesting take on the market, in my opinion, right? If we currently look at Black Bolt White Flare, it has been announced, guys, that they've had some really good pull rates right now, sort of giving some Crown Zenith vibes possibly. So it's like, okay, if you remember from Crown Zenith, there was a lot of high pull rates, and now in this, we're having a lot of high pull rates. And Crown Zenith was the last set of the Sword and Shield era, right? I hope I'm not wrong with that. If I'm wrong, let me know. I think so. So it's like that. Like, what's sort of going on here, man? I don't know. As you guys can see, like, in the comment section, right, of this Discord, this IG post, this might be the next Crown Zenith. Oh, Crown Zenith pull rates, dude. Let's go. Like, no matter what, if it is gonna be like this, chat, it's gonna be interesting how this happens, because it's like, I don't know, man. I really wish I had a confirmed answer for you guys, because I can make this video so much better, and I probably will. Within the next few days, if you guys stay constant on this channel, I'll probably make a video about, like, All right, so it's been confirmed, whatever, but this is sort of like the leak, you know, I don't know 100% yet, but if we currently look, right, besides the point, let's look at Black Bolt White Flare. It's currently an interesting set right now. We see the ETBs 100, the booster bundles, booster packs. This is all something that we realized from Journey, from Destin, you know, pre-sale prices are always extremely high, and as an investor, I've made it pretty clear, guys, that I always go ahead and wait to purchase. I never purchase anything on release day or a few weeks after that, because the prices are just extremely hot and I wait for them to cool down. But yeah, that's what we're looking like for right now. But going back to this, I don't know, man. This is really interesting because October 16th, we're having Black Bolt White Flare come out in July, right? July, August, September, October. So that means we're gonna have to wait 3 months for a new set for Megas. I don't think that's true, right? So I think we're gonna have the next set of Pokemon come out, you know, probably, hold on, I'm changing my music. We're probably gonna have the next set come out, guys, you know, September, right? So it's like, I don't know, man. I really don't know. It's a really interesting way. And if you guys have any answers, if you guys have any speculations, please let me know. As always, whenever I don't have 100%, I always try to give my best advice and not more so a fact. I'm not stating this 100% to be true. But I think okay, so say this is the last Scarlet and Violet set, right? I think sets from Paldean Evolved to Prismatic to Paldean Fates to Destin, they will all see extreme price jumps. That's my opinion, and that's if this is the last Scarlet and Violet set. Because if you guys remember, the Pokemon hype ended up dying after we had Scarlet and Violet come out. That was during the 2020 hype. I'm trying to give you guys a lot of flashbacks here, if you guys were collecting, right? If not, this might be a little bit harder for you guys to know, but during that time frame, we had you know, Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, all those sets were pretty expensive, and then they cooled down, and then we went to Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet was a really bad set in terms, you know, of Gardevoir. It was just a base set. Base sets never perform well, so it in my opinion, it extremely destroyed the hype. And then we went into Paldean Evolved after that, whatever. Again, not too much of a crazy set. And then it slowly cooled down, right? By the way, guys, when I say Paldean Evolved is not a crazy set, like, I'm talking about back then, right? Please remember that. I'm not saying now, whatever, because obviously prices don't lie. But that's how it was. So I'm thinking, like, if we do go into a new set, does this mean the hype will die down a lot faster? I don't know. It's really interesting. But besides my point, I think there's going to be a lot of FOMO as of right now, because the hype is still really high. Not as high as it once was. But I think there's going to be a lot of, like, buyouts of Scarlet and Violet, because it's to be the last one. It's to be kind of crazy. So if you look at, you know, Paldean, oh my god, I almost said Paldean Fates. If you look at Paldean Evolved right now, booster box is going for $360. You know, Pokemon Center extremely high. The chase card $230. You know, booster bundle is $70. It's really all across the board right now for this set. Same thing with Prismatic. Prismatic has died down, you know, but, like, what does this mean? What do you guys think about this? Because this is really interesting, right? It's really important to always consider all the variables in investing, right? I'm not gonna, you know, say, all right, guys, so it's gonna go up for sure. Like, no, I'm being really honest, right? This could go anywhere. But that is if it's confirmed. So I don't know, man. This is a really interesting week for Pokemon. I mean, I feel like this week for Pokemon, we're really not going to see too much crazy stuff, but a lot of crazy speculation. And I feel like for some of you guys, this might not be like a big deal, but for me it is, because it determines, right, what's going to happen. Of course, these sets are still going to mean a lot of print. Keep that in mind. These sets are not going to go away, but what it means is that Pokemon's now going to shift its focus from Scarlet and Violet into the newer era. So, interesting enough take. I should probably stop yapping about that because you guys are probably bored. But that's my take for that. And we're happy to another part of the video now, which I've always gotten, you know, stuff in my Discord where I've, like, you guys always asking questions, whatnot. A lot of you guys have been asking me about 151, and most importantly, is 151 a good investment? I've made a few videos, you know, this week, a few weeks back, talking about this set, and I'm talking about, you know, how 151 as an investor, I'm trying to go for the products that I think I can see good, strong, long-term growth. That's a good flip. One thing I'm currently looking into right now, if you guys are interested in buying 151, especially myself, is the 151 Mini Tin display. The main reason why I'm interested in this product, guys, is because of its recent downfall. It's currently down 20% in the past, you know, few months, I could say that. So it's really crazy. And the really nice thing, right, about this product, guys, it's really aesthetic. It's literally 20 packs of 151 for 200 is the current price, right? Literally perfect math right there. And paying $10 for 151 pack right now isn't that bad. I believe that's the price ratio, I think. So it might even be more like 11. But besides the point, the really nice thing, guys, this is a very aesthetic product, right? You get yourself some really, really neat cards right here. You know, you get yourself like really cool tins, and I think that's what makes this product so unique. And also, most importantly, right, you always want to look at the other stuff is if someone came up to me and were like, hey man, I'm looking to buy some, you know, 151 or sell some of my collection, and they had an ETB and a 151 mini tin display. As an investor and personally myself, I'd probably go for the mini tin display because I'm also saving money, right? I'm probably saving $50, $70 because ETBs are crazy right now. But I'm also getting a really good discount as we speak, guys, because this is down, right? And past year, it's literally been a neutral product. So I feel like if 151 continues to grow, everything else will follow. And I think this is a really good product. And what I've always been saying, you know, is like always try to go for the products that are low, buy at the dip and sell at the high. And I think this is a good example of that. And it's still really low, man. It's like going down as we speak, so it's interesting to look at. Recently, GameStop just restocked these Alakazam boxes, which saw a recent spike, and there's obviously a reason from that. People buy them, people want to resell them. That's kind of casual. GameStop did restock these yesterday. I actually did not go. The reason I didn't go for this is just due to the fact, guys, that like I don't really like, you know, it was just not my cup of tea. You know, if it was Blooming Waters, if it was Prismatic, I'd probably go, but not really worth 2 hours of my time to just get 4 packs of 151. If it was Prismatic, a little bit different because I did go for a surprise box, so I'm not trying to be hypocritical here, but I think, you know, etc., etc. But yeah, you know, the ETB is pretty freaking high as we speak right now. I think it's like going for 240. But yeah, I think 151, guys, is a very interesting set to invest in. However, there are still a few products, and I think a great product to invest in 151 as always, and you know, same thing, a lot of investors do agree with what I'm saying, guys, is Blooming Waters, because Blooming Waters is that price to pack ratio, and it's actually seeing some very good growth this month, up 8%, which might not seem like a lot, guys, but from 110 all the way up to 122, 12 extra dollars in 1 month is really, really strong. And I always state a lot of the time that people who want to open, you know, 151, who want to open Crown Zenith are going to buy these bigger products because they're able to sell faster because you're just buying it for the packs, right? You're just going to buy this Blooming Waters just because you get 12 packs, and you're not buying it for the promos. You're not buying it for anything else. You're just buying it for that reason because you know in the long run, this is going to be a lot easier to sell. Same thing with Crown Zenith. So if you guys are looking for a good pack ratio for 151, always, in my opinion, Blooming Waters. I currently have 2 of them in my collection. Not too many, of course, but I managed to get them at MSRP. And as always, I'm always trying to look. If I go to a card show, if I go to, you know, anything, right? If there's a restock happening, I'm probably going to go ahead and try to catch them because I do think these are very, very strong. And the one slight advantage, guys, of this product is highly due to the fact that you are going to have, and I might have said this already, but you're going to have that curveball. You're gonna be able to sell this a lot faster than any other products, right? You know, hear me out. You can pay, guys, you could pay the price of an ETB and get 24 packs of 151, or pay the price and only get 9 packs. And you might be saying, Pokestocks, bro, it's the ETB, you know, you want that, you get the promo and everything. That's true, that's accurate, but I feel like the better value, guys, right here is Blooming Waters, bro. 24 packs versus 9. In my opinion, you know, that's the only reason why this set is so popular, is because people just want the packs. People just want to open this set. That's why this set, guys, is so popular, is because people love the nostalgia to it. It's 151. It's the OG Pokemon. So if you bring that into perspective, that also does play a major, major role. So I always like to keep that in mind. And look at this, guys. You know, it's down. We're down 6% past 3 months, down 13 past 6 months. So, you know, as I was saying, always buy at the dip. Of course, it's up this month, but that doesn't mean that it's not a good buying opportunity still, right? You know, you got a lot of products right now which are still very freaking high. You know, you got the 151 UPC, which is still growing really, really high. It's about at 400. I'm personally going to pass on this because I think it's too late for me. I'm not paying. I think the most I would ever pay for this was probably like 3, but I'm not going to go for this, man. It's just way too much bang for my buck right now. Next up, we're going to talk about Pokemon Go. I've been talking a lot about this set, guys. I've been talking a lot about Pokemon Go right now. And most importantly, I've been talking about how I think this will be the next sleeper hit, in my opinion. As a lot of you guys know, we had Celebrations had a massive spike recently. We saw ETPs go up to 200. Pokemon Centers reach 250. It's really all across the board as we speak. However, there really hasn't been a lot of talk about Pokemon Go. And, you know, usually in Pokemon, I could probably draw this out for you guys. We have these, you know, crazy spikes, right? we have, you know, if I could draw this out a little bit better, you know, we had Celebrations, Take Off, boom. And then the next set, right? This is the next one. It's going like this, boom, boom, and then we'll go boom. Like, Pokemon follows this pattern. It's really interesting. This is just how the market's working right now. And I think after Celebrations, guys, Pokemon Go is going to be the next one to go. I'm sort of looking at the sets that haven't been getting a lot of talk right now and talking about them. Most importantly, the Pokemon Go Center ETB has been seeing some pretty interesting growth. You know, I mean, it's up, guys, 125% past year, right? And we're still seeing it green. You know, maybe not the best numbers, 2% 1 month, but I mean, it's still green, and that's still really, really strong. We also have the regular ETB, guys, which as well is going up 8%, 15, 48, 97. The really interesting thing about this set is that it's still relatively cheap, right? If you look at Celebrations, guys, that's 200 a box. Pokemon Go is 88. I mean, it's not that bad. And you guys might be saying, well, the chase card is really, really bad in this set. I would like to disagree with that because we have a Mewtwo. And what do we know about Mewtwo, guys? Mewtwo and Mew and all of those cards, right? You guys got really, someone got really mad in the comment section when I said, when I compared Mewtwo and Mew, but there was a little tag team. I'm not going to say it anymore. But besides my point, you guys know that, you know, these cards are very, very exclusive and favorited, right? And of course there's no Mew in this set, but you get a Mewtwo. And Destined Rivals has a Mewtwo chase card, and that's $400, and this card's only 40 bucks, right? And it's a chase card of a set. So keep that in mind. And you know, just like everything else, guys, you know, every set at some time in its lifetime has a hate, right? Like Shrouded Fable, it gets hated on right now, but who knows, in the next few years, right? It might be one of the best sets. I'm saying it might happen. I'm not saying it will, but it's stuff like Future Strike happens, so we'll keep that in mind. You know, Pokemon Go sort of follows that example, and I think it has a very, very good benefit right now, a very good upper hand in just terms of the chase card, guys. I think that Mewtwo is a very solid, you know, build for this set. So always keep that in mind when looking at stuff like this. You know, what is this? The Celebrations ETB, $250 for one, or you could buy 2 Pokemon Go Center ETBs and get that for the same price. As always, guys, it's always about, you know, that investment in what you believe in, and that's what, you know, makes Pokemon investing and everything across the board, right? Investing in general, just such a interesting game. So always keep that in mind. And I think, you know, we talked about this last video, how the Mew from this set is actually been pretty down. I know a lot of you guys have been saying you've been copying this card, and it's been okay. That was actually the wrong version. Well, it looks like we're up 5% this past month. We're down 13, down 10. So maybe this might be a good buying opportunity still. This is the chase card of the main set of Celebrations, not the classic collection. So if you're looking to invest in, you know, some singles or whatever, always take a look at some other cards as well. I brought Obsidian Flames up. I wanted to bring this up actually because I do think, you know, going back to what I was saying about Black Bolt, White Flare, that if this is, you know, the last Scarlet Violet set, I think we're going to see sets, guys, across the board, you know, from really everything just go up. And Obsidian Flames, in my opinion, is one of the more mid sets, right? This is something we know. I'm not going to argue with you guys. A lot of us know that, you know, Darkness Ablaze is just one of the mid sets of, you know, Sword and Shield. So I feel like this set is really, really mid. And, you know, I always try to want to bring up another set in the video and then just talk about the main one. So I might do this next video. I might talk about Twilight. But today we're talking about Obsidian Flames. I do not have any Obsidian Flames in my collection as we speak. Is this a bad thing? Possibly. But why is that, you guys might be asking? It's simply just due to the fact that I have not found any at all in retail. And usually I get all my collection from retail. I really never ever pay above MSRP for it because I'm patient, and I said that multiple times. But I've not found any of this yet, dude. I'm really thinking this through. I have not found any Obsidian Flames, which is actually kind of concerning. So I'm going to try to go ahead and hopefully get a massive reprint on this. If you guys remember, if you guys did collect during a Sword and Shield, there was a massive Darkness Ablaze ETB reprint. Prices from 100 all the way to like 30 bucks. It was really, really bad. And it crushed the entire set. But now it's back up, right? It recovered. You guys hate when I drink water, so I'm going to dehydrate, okay? I didn't even drink water right there. But I'm going to go ahead and wait up on Obsidian Flames because, as a lot of you know, Pokemon will go ahead and go through a massive print wave again. I think they'll do that. That's just me, but I know how the Pokemon market works. I'm not really a noob or new to this as much as other people. So I'm lucky enough to say that I do have that that knowledge with that for sure. So that's what's going on with Obsidian Flames right now. And I did say it in my last video, guys. I'm sorry about the dog barking in the video as well, but I did say in my Discord, if you guys want me to go over your collections, let me know. And a lot of you guys did post, and if you want to be part of this, join the Discord and post your collection. So there's a lot to choose from. I'm going to go over one each video, and I think we're going to go over, let's try to go ahead and go over this guy right here. So, this Dylan, he's actually our trial mod right now, so he's been a very, very good mod so far. And guys, I'm sorry about the dog, by the way. Frick, I'm so sorry, chat. But by the way, if we take a look at his collection right here, for 3 weeks of collecting, this is hands down one of the solidest and best collections that I've seen. When I look at a sealed collection, guys, I always look at products that are mid. And as I see, I don't see any products that are mid. I see Prismatic, 151, Surging, and like literally just good sets. If there was like Paradox or Twilight, I'd be like really good still, diverse, and I really do respect diverse collections. But it'd be like, okay, maybe you should work on getting more Prismatic or something, because you'll have a good time growing those better than those other sets. So very, very good collection to him, man. Honestly, if I had to, you know, be harsh on anything, because I always try to do like be harsh on something, and you guys always be harsh on my collection. I think the only thing I'd be harsh on, in my opinion, is making sure that you didn't overpay for a lot of this product, right? He did say in the Discord he got a lot of this stuff from vending machines, like the bundles and stuff, which is mad impressive, because I haven't gotten anything like Prismatic yet. But, you know, paying 40 bucks, in my opinion, for a Team Rocket's V2 EX box isn't really the strongest thing, but that's just me. But, you know, a lot of these products are really, really strong, man. And as always, if you manage to get this, that's great. I really wouldn't complain much. But yeah, that's it, guys, for today's video. I'm always going to go over one. Those will probably be the next one in the next video. But yeah, that's it, guys, for today's video. 21 minutes. Thank you all for 1K subs. Appreciate all of you. Have a great day, my friends. Peace out, chat.